Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So today, I wanted to talk about the conflict between Blake and Yang that we should see in Volume 6, and how I'd like to see it be resolved, because obviously Blake ran away at the end of Volume 3, and it caused some issues, especially towards Yang. So sit back, relax, I hope you all enjoy, let's go ahead and jump right on into this discussion. So, look at this from any perspective. You can look at this from a friend perspective, you can look at this from a teammate perspective, you can look at this from a shipping perspective. Look at this however you want to look at this. I'm just looking at this as a whole. So, this conflict between Blake and Yang obviously started with Blake running away at the end of Volume 3 because of the events that happened with the fall of Beacon, and her fear of Adam, and everything around that. So, of course, there's a misunderstanding between Yang and Blake, and Yang obviously right now is upset with Blake. Now, there's one thing I really want to see out of this, and I really want to see Volume 6 touch on these two and their issues, because Yang has issues with Blake, and Blake may not even realize this just yet. And I really think that this is something that can help the two characters grow together and develop. And since there's an issue here, how I'd like to see this actually start off, I would actually like to see at the beginning of Volume 6, Yang be very distant from Blake. I actually think that this would be best because she'd be kind of cold and distant because of what happened, because of Blake actually leaving and not explaining anything to her. And this would make complete and total sense that Yang would be distant towards Blake because she wouldn't trust her, because she still has issues with Blake running away, and she believes that Blake could do the same thing again. And it's like looking at a friendship with somebody in real life. In reality, you could have a friend that you trusted, that you would basically trust with your own life, and then they could upset you severely. They could do something that could be totally wrong, and it would really upset you, and you could lose complete trust in them. And the thing is, it takes time to mend that friendship. It takes time to repair the damage that had been done, because you can't take it back once it's done. And anybody would be angry or upset within the situation. And over time, the two of you could repair your friendship, but it may not feel the same. The relationship may still be a bit different. And it doesn't mean that you can't still have a friendship with that person. It doesn't mean that you can't trust that person ever again. It's just you have to gradually build it back up again. And I would like to see this between Yang and Blake. I want to see a conflict between the two of them. I actually want to see Yang and Blake talk about this issue, because I think that there really needs to be a talk between these two characters at some point. Because it's important that Yang, for one, expresses her feelings of how she felt about Blake actually leaving and just disappearing like that. She needs to say that, hey, you were somebody I trusted, somebody I really hoped would stay by my side if I needed you. And, of course, she could say some hurtful things, some things that could be very effective to Blake, that could break through to her, showing her how much this actually hurt. And, of course, Blake already knew, if you remember back in Volume 4 when she's talking to Sun, that what she did by running away was wrong, and that she thought that everybody deserved to hate her. So this could actually affect her, and what Yang could actually say to her. And I think that this would be the start of Blake trying to make things better and trying to explain herself. Now, we could see Sun and we could see Ilya, I think, could be two characters they could try to have thrown in here to try to defend Blake, and the idea of, hey, look, she went through a lot, this is what she went through up to this point, and you have to understand this is what happened. And because Yang doesn't know the whole story. She doesn't know the whole story here, and it does need to be explained to Yang. Yang does need to actually know of the issues that has been going on with Blake. And to be fair, I really kind of feel like both RWBY and Weiss deserve to know too. I think the whole entire team needs to know why their own ally, their own teammate, their own friend, Blake, ran away. And I think that having Sun or Ilya, or both of them for that matter, explain this, or at least help them try to understand it better, would really be something to actually help out in this situation. I think that it would be a lot better, and maybe it would be better to hear it from more than one perspective, because Yang may not believe Blake. She may just think that Blake is lying to her just to try to make amends. And when you look at the song, All That Matters, when it comes to Yang, because that song is within Yang's perspective, she actually sees Blake as someone that she can't trust. And as in the song actually states, I'll risk it once again to have you near my side. Another chance to let you destroy my pride. Now, this shows you that Yang herself, she wants to trust Blake again, but at the same time she can't, and she's at a conflict. And maybe the issue with Adam, since the character short was about Adam for Volume 6, maybe this is what could possibly bring them together as friends again. Maybe this could bring them together as teammates again. Because when you look at it, Adam is the problem in both of their lives right now at this point. Because Blake's character arc is not over with yet. And this is also something that could assist with Yang's character. Because she was a very happy person at one point. She was one of those kind of go wild kind of individuals. And live life on the edge. That's what Yang really felt like as a character. And of course, that changed. This totally broke her character. She has PTSD because of this. And Adam is something that still weighs over Yang's head. And not only that, but at the same time, Adam is still somebody that is a character that they both have to overcome. He is an obstacle that Blake and Yang both will have to overcome. And I feel like we will see before the whole Adam issue, I feel like we're going to see Blake trying to prove herself to Yang that she is somebody that is no longer going to run away, that she is going to be there for her friends, for her teammates, for anyone that needs her. And I would like to see Blake go through some conflict here too. I would like her to really think about this. And I'd like to see this actually weigh on Blake's mind because of the statement she made to Sun, as I said earlier, when she tells Sun that she thinks that every one of her friends has a right to hate her. Yang could be like that representation of what she said. And seeing how she's going to react to this would be something I'd like to see. And I don't want this to be something that's just like, oh look, we have one little issue here and said and done. You know, that's not what I want to see. I want it to be like with Weiss and Blake in a sense, except for it's going to be a little longer. And it's going to be with Yang instead of Weiss this time. And it's going to be more than just 2 episodes. And although Weiss and Blake had their issues for 2 episodes, you have to remember, that was a span of 2 days in the series. So that's actually showing you that there was progression over 2 days. It took 2 days for Weiss and Blake to get over that problem. And I think that would be nice to see Blake really try to give it her all to prove herself, because she's going to have to now. And I think she should also apologize for running away too. I think that's another big part of this, that she should say, hey, I'm sorry for ditching you, because it's abandonment, and Yang herself has abandonment issues due to her own mother. Her own mother's already put that infliction upon her, so this only adds to this issue. And I would like for Yang to really see Blake trying. And of course, I don't want her to just immediately go, oh look, everything's all better just from the first attempt. I want this to be something that's going to continue over the volume. And I think that if Blake goes into a near-death scenario, trying to prove herself to Yang, like if there was a near-death scenario for Blake while they're fighting Adam, and then Yang starts to realize, oh, well, she's actually trying to save me, and it actually starts to mend their friendship. But let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and share this with your friends if you found this informative or useful. Well, anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.